Hey there everyone, another progress update video. Hopefully it'll be fairly quick. But as we have just celebrated Thanksgiving here in the US, I was able to make a great deal of progress as I had a 4-day weekend. So let's get into it. Let's put this in full screen. And I don't know if you notice, but I've got text metadata now showing up. Let's scroll through the list here. So I'm pulling in the platform name. I'm pulling in the release year for that platform. Obviously, we still have the metadata images that was present in the last video. All right. I've also added the selected index and max items, and I'll cover that in a little bit. But let's go into the editor for templates. All right. So like I said, we've got the selected item index is now available for use in the wheel and outside of the wheel. And the UI elements for the wheel, text, and whatnot is now present. In fact, all UI elements for a wheel template, wheel item template is now complete. Okay, I have everything in place, and I've been testing. I've been testing as I go, and tweaking as I go. So one thing I've added, because essentially a wheel item is either selected or not selected. So in a lot of cases, in this example that you see here, is that when this wheel item is not selected, it goes to a gray, and there's certain elements that are just not displayed. Okay, so in order to test that, instead of exiting here, going back to a view that uses it and seeing how it operates, you can just simply toggle the selected switch off and on. This is where the gamepad would normally be. Okay, and as it's not displayed for wheel item templates, I've filled the gap by putting in something very useful. So now you can test your state of what it looks like when it's selected versus not selected. All right, I thought that'd be very, very useful. What else? I have some other examples here. I'll go into that one just yet. We're in templates. Let's take a look. And of course, we don't have anything on that one. Let's go into the view that uses this. Let's go to something like PlayStation 2. There you go. So as I said, all UI elements for a wheel item template are now in place, and that also includes badges. So as you can see, the God of War game here has the favorite badge applied to it. And obviously you can use badges in your regular view as well. So I was just using this to test to make sure that badges that I know work in a view are actually showing up in the wheel item as well. And as you can see, it is. I'm only using the favorites badge here, but all badges are available. Okay. Let's see. Many things, many things, many things. So that's more of the same. I essentially copy this over. And I was just playing around with coming up with what Viking was wanting to implement in a version 3 of the colorful theme. So I figured it's a real world ask, so why not give it a try in here? And it's been working out rather well. So as you can see here, each platform has different colors. The yellow here is the default, meaning I don't have a platform color associated with that. Let's see which one this is. Steam. Yeah, I didn't see that one in the list. Okay. So Viking shared all the colors that he uses per platform. And I also downloaded his device images as well, just to kind of get it closely match into what he was shooting for. All right. So again, you know, with the selected item, we have some fan art in the background. We've got the year that's taken up the full width of the selected item here. And obviously each of the items are all kind of butted up against each other. And then they're aligned to the bottom. Okay, so they're not centered vertically. All right, so they're aligned to the bottom. And also the selected item is offset, so it's not center. It's not centered horizontally on the screen. It's slightly off to the left. Okay. And again, I was just making sure that what I have will support what he's looking for, and hopefully what many of you are looking for. All right. So let's go to, I'm all over the place with my stuff with testing. I mentioned I added, what was it? The selected item index and max items. Those were two new binding values with Big Box. Let's see, how big shall I make this? 140 by 140, I guess. All right. And as you can see, as I scroll up and down through the list, that's being updated. So that's a text list. I can also grab this and let's see, we've got horizontal. I don't have any platform views except for the text filter view. Well, let's put it on. Let's put it on here. So I'm just going to paste it. All right. And I can scroll through the list here. As you can see, it's updating it. 25, 4, 3, 5, 1. Okay. All right. So you have those binding values available to you as well. Obviously, these were new. They've been implemented. And now I'm as well as testing and still using Vikings prototype to test, plus some other of my own creations that I'm testing my software with. I'm almost ready to start the 3D stuff. All right, so I've made some foundation changes to the wheel that will hopefully support that. I just need to add additional properties for 3D based 3D based wheel types, and then I should be good to go, and I'll be able to test everything out. So that will be next week's effort, and hopefully I can get that complete by the end of the week. When I say the end of the week, I'm looking at by December 4th. All right. That's really my target. I want all major development done by December 4th, and then that gives me hopefully ample time to just test through to the end of December. All right. So that's my goal. There was one thing that I said I was going to show and I didn't show in my last video. So when you go, I mean, it doesn't matter what view I'm editing or what I'm editing, but once you're in the editor, and you notice how large this is and it obscures the view. I mean, I've allowed it so that you can shrink it. Now I am using an ultra wide monitor, but I've changed the resolution because I'm putting a video together. So I don't have extra space on the left-hand side that I can move this into, okay? So, but what you can do, because you're able to reduce your editing workspace now, before you couldn't, it could only go from 100% to 500, but now you can go below 100%. You can alter the zoom percentage to what makes sense to you, and then you can keep your properties panel off to the left or to the right or whatever is comfortable for you, and obviously you can resize that to whatever makes sense, and you can edit no problem. So that way you can keep this panel up within the editor itself and still edit no problem whatsoever, without any of your design being obscured by this panel. So I wanted to kind of show that was kind of important. It's not why I did it, but it's a positive byproduct of why I've allowed the editor to be reduced in size down to 10%. All right. So again, my apologies. That was something I kind of alluded to in the last video, and I never circled back to it. So like I said, wheel item templates is essentially done. I'm still testing. I'm working on conditioning, which has been I'm not going to say problematic, but it's been trying. Let's put it that way. So I'm still working on hopefully workarounds for conditioning to get all that stuff to work. 3D starts next week. I don't expect that to take very long, as there's plenty of examples out there in the default big box theme and a theme that what was it called, 3D, that Brian had Farron had put together. So the combination of the two, I should be able to knock it out fairly quickly. All right. So hopefully next weekend I'll have another video to show off that aspect and anything else that I may have added or missed during all these update videos. Okay. But yeah, we're pretty close. All right. Well, that's it. I told you this video wouldn't be very long. So I'll cut to the chase. I'll leave it for now, and hopefully next weekend I'll have another update video for you guys. All right. So take care, everyone. I'll catch you next week.